Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your extra shot for Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. And today we're going to look at a local article, for me anyway, talking about how school boards really are the biggest problem with public education. They really are. Because I think teachers are starting to wake up. The majority of teachers are starting to wake up and understand that a lot of the curriculum and a lot of the way that it's being taught is not quite correct. And school boards, and particularly the chair of our local school board, is doing its damnedest to smack these teachers down that actually have the children's best interests at heart. We're going to look at this article today. Silenced and Punished. WRDSB teacher speaks out about controversial school board meeting. Carolyn Burjowski. This is the teacher that is speaking out. And we are looking here at a school board meeting she's referencing from last Monday. This was published January 21st. So this is a couple of days old, but it's still absolutely worth talking about. A teacher with the Waterloo Region District School Board who was removed from a virtual board meeting this week after making comments with a chair called transphobic is feeling bullied, slandered, and abused. As one who generally supports all human rights, including trans rights, would generally feel if they were being accused of being transphobic. On Monday night, Carolyn Burjowski expressed concerns that some of the resources available in elementary school libraries might not be appropriate for young children. Now, in case you're wondering, maybe she's being kind of over dramatic and a Karen, she actually came armed with examples. I talk about being a Karen and I take a sip of wine. She began reading from a book by Alex Jean titled Rick. In the second chapter, a character named Rick questions his sexuality and eventually identifies as asexual. While reading this book, I was thinking maybe Rick doesn't have a sexual feelings yet because he's a child, she explained to the meeting. It concerns me because boys that young maybe feel that something's not wrong with them, something is wrong with them rather, because they're not thinking about naked girls all the time, which is that's absolutely true. Or on the flip side, what kind of pressure she says, what kind of pressure does this put on third or fourth grade girls? They're children. Let them grow up in their own time. Stop pressuring them to be sexual so soon. Exactly. This is the crux of the matter, and this is what parents have been saying for close to a decade now. And while there are some crazy homophobic and transphobic parents out there, absolutely, the majority of parents are just saying, listen, we don't want our second, third, fourth graders to be learning and almost having, hormone therapy and stuff like that glorified to them, because it's not a bad thing if you avail yourself of it, but it is a major thing. It is a major life change. It is a big life change, and it is an irreversible life change. And this is not explained to these kids, and it is glorified. And simplified too much. And she even says that in this next paragraph. Projowski added that some of these books make it seem simple or even cool to take puberty blockers and opposite sex hormones. Yes. And it's scary. And should literature be made available to people who are doing the transition, thinking about the transition? Absolutely. But are 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, those people? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We should not be allowing books to be teaching our children about things like this. This is something that needs to be carefully talked about at the correct time. And 8 years old, like, yeah, you can tell you if your child is intelligent and socially intelligent, emotionally intelligent enough, you know, you can read your child and then make the decision on whether, you know, what age you think they're old enough to learn about transgender. But I don't think that books that glorify slash simplify to this degree are good for elementary school kids. I am not at all for banning books in libraries. I'm just put the books in the correct age appropriate places. Do you know what I mean? Projowski also brought up another book entitled The Other Boy by Angie Hennessy, which tells the story of teenage Shane, which was born female but now identifies as male. She adds that this book does not, or is misleading, I apologize, because it does not take into account how Shane may feel later in life about being infertile. This book makes very serious intervention seem like an easy cure for emotional and social stress. Bingo. Bingo. This teacher nails it on the head. She's not sitting there saying that these books shouldn't be allowed at all. She's saying that these books shouldn't be in elementary school libraries. And then, of course, Board Chair Scott Piakowski interjected twice during the presentation, citing concerns about the Human Rights Code, and then ended her presentation. What about her human right to express her concerns as an educator and a parent about the material that is accessible to young children who do not understand the broad and complicated situation that is being a transgender person? Radowski posted a video on Friday where she addressed the situation. I feel bullied, slandered, and abused, she said in part. The school board has removed the video of the reading from their YouTube channel, so people are not able to view what I said. Most of what I said was reading from the books. Wow. So not only are they curtailing her freedom of speech, but they're also basically lying to the public and not disclosing the meeting because they're citing human rights concerns. The recording of the live stream was not officially posted due to concerns over human rights code issues, said or human rights code violations, said Eustace McKenzie? Or Eustace Duga McKenzie, the interim chief communications officer for the school board. We are also sensitive to the many staff and students and in the in general community that are affected by her words, which is ridiculous. Several school board trustees felt Prochaski should be allowed to finish her statement at the meeting, but that was ultimately defeated by a vote of 5-4. I'm guessing the chairman had his hand in that. I would just like to say that I think it's about time that if things like this happen, if heads of meetings are going to curtail logic and common sense, and other people vote to allow the logic and common sense to continue and they are voted down, I think the people should just leave. I think they should just take a stand and be like, well, on behalf or in support of this person, we are all leaving the meeting. Goodbye. I stand by it, Pikowski told CTV News on Tuesday. It's extremely important that we uphold the Human Rights Code. There were comments that were frankly transphobic. What? What was transphobic? Telling children or telling people that children that are 7, 8, 9 shouldn't be reading books that are misleadingly glorifying and simplifying the process of becoming a transgender person? The following morning, HR informed me that I was assigned to home, pending a formal investigation and banned from contacting my colleagues and students. This is particularly upsetting as I love my students. Yeah, an actual teacher that cares about her children, about her students. That that that's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Let's see if I can get the video to work here because I'd like to hear her own words. Um, will it work? It will not. That's all right. So this is getting to be a bigger problem because teachers are learning and waking up, especially with this COVID pandemic. I'm noticing it's a lot of administration that are the issue. There are a few crazy teachers, but really it's more the administration. And this goes to prove that the administration is continuing to be the issue, where we have parents or teachers that are calmly and reasonably speaking up for just putting those types of books in maybe high school libraries, maybe, or even junior high school, right? Not elementary school. And that's all she's saying, and to be called transphobic for that. And to have the other trustees voted down, most likely by this chairperson tying the vote or breaking the tie that caused this whole thing to happen, and then having her basically suspended and not allowed to contact her colleagues or her students. Like, how do you not think that that might be damaging to her students who have built up a rapport with her and a relationship with her? Like, this is ridiculous. And the absolute audacity to cite the human rights code while trampling on somebody's human rights. is just fantastic to me. I the fact that these people can do these things and not see the irony is just amazing. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments below. This has been your extra shot for Tuesday, January 25th. Please come by the coffee stream tomorrow for Wednesdays with Skep. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.